I love the Olympics. I am recording this on the day of the opening ceremonies of the Milan Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics, and I am so excited to go and watch them with my family. This is an amazing time of year when the world can come together and celebrate sport, celebrate unity, celebrate barriers and boundaries and lines of different political and ideological kinds kind of melting together. The Olympic truce talks about the conflict kind of being paused so that all athletes can come in and participate in sport and know that they're going to be safe. And we have that idea as a world where we can focus on each other, on sport, on amazing things that bring us together in this really exciting, fun way. My love of the Olympics was largely fueled by my family, but also the fact that I lived in Salt Lake City during the 2002 Winter Olympics there. I was about 11 years old when that happened, and it was still to this day a very wonderful memory 24 years later, where I can go back in my mind to be around the Olympic events, going downtown Salt Lake City, seeing the pin trading, seeing the medals plaza, all the events. I went to some Paralympic events, and it was amazing to see that and to participate in that. And I'm so excited for the people of Italy and the people of the world that we can watch these events. And as a naturopathic doctor, I always like to look at things with that lens. And there's two main things that I want to share as I kind of look at the Olympics right now that are going on and what we can learn from them as it applies to our health. The first thing that I want to dive into is the idea of resilience, of overcoming trials. The Olympics had not even started when Lindsey Vonn, the American 41-year-old American downhill skier, crashed on one of her training runs and tore her ACL. And that was hard. There's a lot of questions about, will she compete? Is she going to actually keep going? And she very firmly said that she is going to keep going. I watched a clip from the press conference in which she was saying that she hadn't cried. She has been that place before, and that for as many times as she had fallen and crashed, she had gotten up and won. And I think that really can apply to all of us. I love the example of that resilience that she demonstrates that so many other athletes of all disciplines, winter and summer games, show to us in the world. We can do hard things. I think that's one of the biggest takeaways from the Olympics. These athletes have trained, in many cases, a majority of their lives to be the most excellent individuals in their sport. They've given time and practice and money, their financial resources, so that they can be the best. And it's admirable to that. And I work with patients who are not Olympic athletes, but who are still in their own way experiencing significant trials. They have big mountains to climb. They are doing the ultimate in their mental, emotional, physical competition with themselves. Maybe that's not the best word, but they are overcoming very significant challenges. And I love the idea and the example of these Olympic athletes in that resilience. I had a patient earlier this week, or was it last week, where we talked and we had a really good conversation, and I still have things I need to think about for her, and the things that she's dealing with are very complex. As a naturopathic doctor, I'm not only just treating one body system or one condition. I'm looking at the whole person, the whole body, the root cause. And for some patients, that can be very complex. And there's takes trial and error. And it takes sometimes people going to multiple providers and specialists and wanting to find answers and not being able to find them. And it's hard. It's not easy. When people come to me, I always so appreciate it when they demonstrate that resilience, that idea of keeping going. I said to my patient earlier this week, thank you for being a patient. I don't think it's ironic that patients are called patients. It requires an element of the attribute of patience, waiting and trying and keeping going. Now, patience is not a passive thing. It's not sitting on the couch waiting for something to happen like that Dr. Seuss book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. There's the story of the waiting place where people just wait for the train to come, the mail to go, the birds to sing, just waiting. It's not like that. Waiting in a health context is active. It requires doing things. In the case of Lindsey Vonn, since her crash, I've understand that she is going to compete. And she's going to keep going as much as she can. She has a partial knee amputation. Competing at that level with a partial knee amputation, as I understand, has not really been done before. So she's pushing the limits. And I see patients pushing the limits of themselves and our medicine all the time. We don't always have clear answers for things. People do not fit the cookie cutter mold that sometimes we want to put people in. And yet there is power in patience, in active waiting, in keeping going. We might not have all the answers, but we can still pursue and keep moving even if we don't have all the answers. In healthcare and medicine, we need to remind ourselves of this connection with our mind and our body. When one is hurting, the other can also feel the effects, and vice versa. The resilience and the mental stamina required to be an athlete are the same type of endurance and stamina required to be a patient in a healthcare setting. I see it every day. I see patients that show up, keep trying, even though their mental health is not great. They're having hot flashes. Their digestion is not great. They don't feel great. There's pain in certain parts of their body. They have a hard time getting up in the morning. Their energy is low. Their joints hurt. They don't feel like working. They have episodes where they are just incapacitated. I see these all the time. And yet they keep going. It's an inspiration to me and to so many other people. The mental aspect of this is profound. And I think we need to not forget that. The second big thing that I'm impressed with the Olympics as a naturopathic doctor is the focus on overall health. I was recording a podcast earlier today about sleep and the influence of sleep on our overall health. And really there's this idea of like a three-legged stool where sleep and diet, nutrition, and movement and exercise is all needed in order to maintain a good foundation for health. We need all of those things. And there are so many ways that sleep and movement and diet are all related. Notice I'm not really using the E word, exercise. I feel like exercise is movement with expectations. And anything we do can be movement. It can be life enhancing. It can be good for our health. Even if it's not going to the gym for an X amount of time, doing X amount of reps, we can still move and be healthy. And it requires all these things. We need nutrition in order to move. The movement gives us energy for our day. It helps us to be able to sleep better. The sleep, it gives us energy to be able to move. We need the right amount of nutrients in order to carry our body through sleep. Helps regulate our diet. If we're sleepy, we're going to be hungry to help keep us awake. All of these things, they play off of each other. And you can't have a one-legged stool. You can't only focus on diet and expect everything to be okay if your sleep and movement are not that great. Likewise, if you're sleeping great, but you're not eating great or moving great, your body's not going to feel well. We need to find balance in this. And athletes understand that so very well. It's amazing to see these athletes that really prioritize health. They prioritize their sleep. They prioritize nutrition. And of course, they're moving all the time. They stretch. They work out. They do cardio, strength training, all these things to maintain their body in the best shape as possible. That is so admirable. And one of the things that as I was doing some research, I was so impressed with the city of Milan, Milano, that is hosting the Olympics, along with the city of Cortina, these two cities. One of the things that Milan is doing is an initiative called the Milano Wellness City 2030. It's an initiative to promote wellness in the whole city. There's an individual I think is helping to spearhead, probably fund this initiative, Nerio Alessandri. He said, Milan is perfectly positioned to face major challenges. As Italy's economic and financial capital, it has always been visionary, innovative, and a leader in new trends. This city provides the perfect environment. I'm translating from Italian to English, to promote a social and cultural model focused on health by emphasizing prevention, by creating the right conditions for making healthy life choices. The Milan Wellness City is our commitment to building a healthier and more sustainable future for the city. I love that. I love the idea, the principles of naturopathic medicine that are woven into that. The idea of prevention. If preventing things from happening in the first place, and if they've happened already, prevent them from coming back. The idea of whole body, whole person, treating the root cause, looking at the root causes not only within ourselves, but in our society, in our community, access to food, access to healthcare, access to opportunities to move. I'm in Missoula, Montana, and we are surrounded by nature. Earlier today, I just went on a hike with my family up the mountain, be able to overlook the valley. It is a beautiful place to live. And we have opportunities, but I recognize that not everywhere has those same opportunities to go on hikes or walks or be in nature that we have here. It takes thinking about that root cause in that regard. It requires those foundations of health. It's interesting that 12 areas were identified as pillars of this initiative for the city of Milan. One is a wellness economy, lifestyle medicine, research and innovation, sport and wellness events, corporate wellness, wellness lifestyle, education, focus on Gen Z and Gen Alpha as the rising generation, and focusing on their health, wellness tourism. On this website, it says nutrition, mental wellness, and urban wellness. I'm reading an English version of an Italian website, so that's what I get. All of these aspects fit so well within naturopathic medicine. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to promote wellness for individuals and families. And I'm really passionate about helping families, especially because when mom is healthy, when dad is healthy, when children are healthy, whatever the family structure is, I know that's not always typical, but when parents, children, multiple generations are healthy, everybody is improved because of it. It's a powerful synergy that we can see. And I am so excited to hear that the city of Milan is using this Olympic position and creating a legacy of wellness. The Olympics are all about wellness, wanting to be the best that we can so we can show up for those that we love and show up for ourselves, our communities, our countries. We can't do that if we're not feeling well. In naturopathic medicine, that's the work I do, is helping people show up and live their best life. And I am so excited to see the stories of the Milan Cortina Olympics play out over the next 17 days. It's going to be inspiring to see these people that have trained their whole lives for these events to show the world the best that it can be. One of the theme of the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake was Light the Fire Within. And there's a song that was performed at the opening ceremonies by Leanne Rimes, Light the Fire Within. We've been singing it almost ad nauseum in our house just because it's so invigorating, so inspiring, and it helps remind me that we have the power to change the world. We can be a light to others, and the more healthy we are, the more able we are to be a light. Wherever you are, I invite you to be a light, to be well, to hold these principles of naturopathic medicine, of wellness, of taking care of your body. And from my experience, both personally and professionally, I know that those things work. I see people's lives change, their health improve. Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it's a journey, but it works. And it's awesome. I'm excited for what lies ahead, not only for the Olympics, but beyond. There are amazing things out there, and wherever we are in our health journey, we can find hope. We can find resilience, the strength to keep going, even amidst challenges and trials, and everything is going to be okay. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.